Okay, I can admit that I was dead wrong about Damian Lillard. He is not leaving Portland, apparently. Not only that, but he came right out and shut down people like me who said he was going to leave.
Everybody is saying what they think I'm thinking and what they think I'm going to do, but like, I'm not leaving Portland.
Okay, he can't leave now after making a statement like that. But I now have a new prediction, actually. I guarantee the Blazers will trade for a superstar this season. I had a lot of people clown me for falling for those Dame rumors this summer. In fact, an AM Hoops Plus member named Bro Tickle Me even bet me a Cody Zeller video if Dame did not demand a trade, and I'm still working on that. But the Blazers got embarrassed opening night. Yes, I know they beat the Suns the night afterward, but I think the Suns were coming off that high of beating the Lakers. And they got embarrassed in the playoffs again last season. Dame is clearly one of the best players in the NBA. This franchise does not deserve him. This awful stat makes you go, In the past 6 seasons, Dame has played with 0 MVPs, 0 All-Stars, 0 All-NBA players, 0 All-Rookie players, 0 All-Defensive Team players, but has made the postseason every single year. That is how good Damian Lillard is. Dude's stats were unbelievable in the playoffs. Over 34 points a game, 46% from the field, and 45% from 3, but they still got beat by Denver in the first round. No wonder he was so frustrated this offseason. Dame actually told the media, man, this just isn't gonna work. We are not gonna win the championship. So I made the decision, if you do what you always done, you're always gonna be where you've always been. It's almost like a poem. Speaking of that, he put a Nipsey Hussle lyric online that said, how long should I stay dedicated? How long till opportunity meets preparation? So naturally, when this tweet dropped that said Dame was gonna request a trade, I believed it. A lot of media people did believe it and ran with the story. But Dame made us all look stupid. 2 things apparently made him change his mind, and now no matter what, he will not leave. The first thing was playing with other superstars in the Olympics. And normally doing that makes guys want to leave, makes them want to play with other superstars in the NBA and win it all. Well, it had the opposite effect on Dame, and I think it's because he got to experience what winning big feels like, and he got to do that outside of the NBA. The bigger thing that happened, according to Dame, though, was the Trailblazers hiring Chauncey Billups as their head coach. Now, it was a controversial pick at the time, because remember, people brought up the sexual assault allegation of Chauncey like 20 years ago, but Dame says that like 5 or 6 conversations they had this summer made all the difference. They made him realize that staying in Portland forever is the right move. He said, quote, over time, the more we talked, the more we connected. And I was just like, I'm willing to go down in flames with him if that's what it comes down to. Okay, so 3 months ago, he's posting about how long should I stay dedicated, and now it's I'm willing to go down in flames. Okay, either Dame is crazy, which I don't think he is, or Chauncey Billups is even a better leader than we heard about. And we already knew that, especially because he won Finals MVP on the Pistons. But this guy has apparently like Bill Russell level leadership skills. Dame went on to say he doesn't care how many games they lose early in the season, he will not change his mind. And to me, that was more of like a message to the front office. If things start out bad, and they kind of have, moves need to be made because he has pledged his entire legacy to this team, so they have to honor that with legacy-changing trades. Now, the front office, here's Dame there, right? And I think that they are going to get him help for the first time in 6 years, no matter what. First, though, let's take a look at some of the moves they've already made this summer, okay? And first, what they did was let Carmelo Anthony and Zach Collins go for nothing. Then they spent a whole $7 million to sign Tony Snell, Cody Zeller, and Ben McLemore. Oh, great. Oh, and don't tell me how they traded Derrick Jones Jr. in a first to get Larry Nance Jr. Like he's some sort of elite defender. Let's face it, okay, he was on the Cavaliers for years, and it's not like they were Chauncey's 04 Pistons or anything on defense. In fact, the Blazers with Mr. Larry Nance Jr. lost to the Kings on opening night and allowed 36 points to Harrison freaking Barnes. So no, the Blazers are not good enough, but they will make some gigantic trade this offseason because Dame sent the front office a message with his loyalty. And that means CJ McCollum has got to go. He's the only dude who is good enough on this team to warrant a star return, and he's one of the reasons their defense sucks. And I know Blazer fans don't want to hear this, but Ben Simmons is the only realistic trade piece right now. And listen, he would be a great fit defensively, okay, especially in the backcourt with Dame, and he'd be a great pick and roll partner. I love the idea of Simmons with Chauncey Billups as his head coach, and that's exactly what Ben needs right now. His mentality is so fragile that he needs someone he can respect. And now, along those same lines, I've talked about Greg Popovich being a great fit for Ben Simmons, but let's face it, okay, Pop's too old for this crap. So yeah, Ben is a realistic target. However, right now the Blazers don't want to pay what the Sixers are asking for, but I think as this season goes on, the pressure will get worse on both teams. The Blazers will be a fringe playoff team, and no one will be offering a lot for Ben Simmons. Both teams will be pushed to make a deal. So I think eventually a deal could look like this. The Blazers get Ben Simmons, the Sixers get CJ McCollum, and 3 first-round picks. Right now, Philly wants a lot more than this, but as the season goes on, they will give in. Okay, CJ was on pace to be an all-star last year before he got injured, and he would be the point guard that the Sixers need. The 3 first-round picks, not a Harden level deal, I get that, but it's a nice compromise. I already talked about Ben's fit with Dame in Portland, but my one big concern is with Jusuf Nurkic. Obviously, Ben would not be a great fit with him. Nurk doesn't shoot threes. The Blazers could deal Nurk, though, for more of a stretch 5, and let's face it, Ben is kind of an awkward fit on basically every single NBA team, so you're going to have this whenever you're putting together a trade package. Also, last year, I don't know if you saw after they got eliminated, Nurk sounds like maybe he wants to leave anyway, so this whole thing really makes sense. Outside of a Ben Simmons trade, Fox Sports suggested the Blazers could try to get like DeJounte Murray, Mo Bamba, James Ennis. Some of those deals don't make sense, but none of them is a superstar. Right now, Ben Simmons to Portland feels like a guaranteed deal. Now, if I'm wrong and the Blazers don't make a big trade, then no, they're not good enough to contend. Apparently, though, that doesn't bother Dame because he is willing to play his entire career with one team. Now, there have been only 47 guys who have done that, spent at least over 10 seasons with one franchise. Some of them won chips like Dirk, TD, or Kobe, but Hall of Famers who did not win a chip on that list are John Stockton, Reggie Miller, Calvin Murphy, and Jack Twyman. That's it. 4 players out of 47. Most Hall of Fame players leave to win a chip. If Dame actually stays, though, in this era, that would be an extremely impressive accomplishment. Almost as good as winning it all. Now, if you want to laugh at me, basically guaranteeing that Dame was going to demand a trade, here's this video. You can just have at it in the comments. Thanks.